Hello. Good evening. I wanted to do a quick live weather stream to give you an update on the storm system. And we typically do one of these kind of mid morning and then earlier in the evening, but I couldn't get to it. And so I thought I'd be curious to see kind of the turnout this late in the evening. But this is a time that maybe some of you are settling down and still haven't gone to bed. So you might give me a little bit of time to talk about the storm system. So as always, we appreciate you checking in, and you can comment. Let's see if I have comments here so that if you have any specific questions or requests on the forecast for your area, we'd love to be able to answer that. But anyhow, um, here we go. Another day where we saw on and off again rain showers for the valley, mountain snow. Snow amounts that we've seen at some of the ski resorts. Alta, Brighton coming at 8 inches, 6 inches at Solitude, about 4 inches Park City, a little bit more in Deer Valley. Snow Basin, Powder Mountain, kind of on that 3 to 4 inch range. Beaver Mountain, a couple of inches. Bryan Head coming in at a couple inches. So not a bad storm. We knew this wouldn't be a huge snow producer, but boy, whatever we can get, we need to be grateful for it. And we've got more storms in the forecast, and we're not done with this storm as of yet. I want to show you. Let's take a look at some of our traffic cameras here. Let me go through here. Let's first take a look at this is up Parley's Canyon near the summit. It's kind of a rain snow mix. We had moments of some snow near the summit, but it was very wet snow. So as you can see, the roads, we're not looking at any snow sticking to the roads, at least from this viewpoint. Different story, though, as we look up Cottonwood Canyons. Definitely, as you move up mid-elevation a little bit further up as well, we've been seeing the snow sticking to the roads. So we'll have some concerns maybe for traveling up the Cottonwood Canyons as far as snow sticking to the roads right now. So that's the situation there. Let's kind of start taking a look at what we're seeing weather-wise and looking at radar, where as we see currently, the showers having an impact across southwestern Utah. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is we've got a lot of green, so it's still rain. The southwest flow keeping temperatures very mild. And overnight, it gets cold enough, at least in some areas, definitely through some of those mountain passes, near Cove Fort as you're traveling over that mountain pass just south of Beaver. Also Scipio, you definitely can encounter some brief snow. Cedar City, it does get cold enough that you can see a mixture of some rain and snow. It's fairly quiet here along the Wasatch Front. It was a little bit more active earlier on. We've got another little band making its move through Eagle Mountain, which will track towards Point of the Mountain and the move over towards the Cottonwood Canyons. But a little lonely action. We're seeing some showers exiting the state. But again, as we look a little bit further southwest, we still have some energy. We have some moisture. That little batch that's traveling through St. George, that will be making its move, where by tomorrow, early in the morning commute, we could see some rain for mainly Utah County southward, and then snow for the mountains. So traveling through Spanish Fork, Provo Canyon, probably a bigger concern, and the Cottonwood Canyons as well. But this storm system sliding through the California coast is moving onshore. It will continue to pump in some moisture, but there is a piece of drier air moving in. So we'll kind of get a little bit of a break mid-morning until the early afternoon. Then we'll start to see a possibility of more snow showers. Whereas I show you a future snowcast, the focus really turns towards the mountains south of I-80. And we're going to squeeze out another, on the low end, an inch or so, maybe upwards of 6 inches for the Western Union Mountains. Now, just as a reminder, they've already picked up, close to 9 to 10 inches at Alta. So we knew this would be kind of in that range of 12 to 18 inches for the Cottonwood Canyons. And so that's going to look like it's going to verify. But it would be nice to get another 5 or 6 inches for Park City from this storm. But again, we've got more storms to come as we look towards the beginning of next week now for the central and southern mountains. Oh, shoot, you can't. I don't know if I can move my. No, I can't move my little image of me. Fish Lake, it's coming in about 5 inches there. Bryan Head, they've only picked up a couple inches so far. So Bryan Head looks like it'll get a little bit more. So decent storm right now, but let's kind of talk about what we're going to see here overnight. Dennis asks, when are we going to get some real numbers of snow in the valley? Oh, man, I don't see much snow in the valleys, at least, of course, with this storm. We knew we weren't going to get any. The next week's storm, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's cold enough that we see a mix, kind of a rain-snow mix, and I'm not expecting to see real accumulation for the valleys here. Maybe a little bit for the benches, and then further up, definitely the Wasatch back. But this has just been a winter missing out of that snow for the valleys now. I don't know who's complaining that they're not having to do any shoveling, but you know, it's just an indication of the situation all throughout the state. We don't get the snow in the valleys. We're not getting as much in the mountains as well. So, but let's talk about this overnight. We see the rain here across northern Utah. As I said, for the morning commute, the focus is mainly Utah County, and then we see a little push and a break as we go until the afternoon. And then we start to see some instability and the moisture that's in place. We see that chance of some heavier showers, more scattered, and some thunderstorm activity as we look late afternoon into the evening. Then take a look at what happens in eastern Utah heading into Friday morning, and then southeastern Utah, you get hit with some thunderstorms and heavy rain Friday afternoon before we see the final push of the storm moving away. So good news is that for the weekend, we're going to dry out. We'll have some clouds on Sunday as we see our next storm coming through on Monday. So we have the showers tomorrow for northern Utah, then a break on Friday, but eastern Utah, you hold on to the showers through Friday. Then everyone gets we'll have dry conditions through the weekend, and then next week storm bringing the showers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So a good, I'll dare say, juicy storm, where I'm hoping with that one that will also have a chance to bring us 1 to 1.5 feet of snow for the mountains, and models even indicating that it could be more. I don't like to overhype, especially this year. You know, our lack of pushing confidence on these forecasts has been a little bit more reserved because, yeah, a lot of things haven't verified, especially with we see the snowpack right now. So, but hey, you know, areas like Alta picking up where we all in all, when the storm's over with, they'll have over a foot of snow, and many spots kind of in that 5 to 10 inch range. So that freshens up the ski resorts. At least get a layer that would be nice to ski on the real stuff and not have to be making the snow. But anyhow, I just wanted to kind of chime in and see if you have any questions. We've got people watching. It says 67 and a couple of thumbs up. If you're watching and want to give an additional thumbs up, that'll mean that you like me. But I'm trying not to seek your validation. But we appreciate your viewership, both on streaming as well as online and on our newscast. So thank you. We got an additional thumbs up. Hey, thank you for doing that. We're up to 4. So that really means a lot. So any questions, any comments? You want to know what's going on in your neighborhood and any specific plans? You know, it's holiday weekend, President's Day weekend. I'm going down to Bryce Canyon, and they will have had not much snow. They got some rain earlier on. Tonight they might get hit with a little bit of snow, tomorrow as well. So typically, you know, the last couple of years I've gone to Bryce Canyon over the President's Day weekend. They have a lot of fun things planned, and a lot of times they have a plan for winter weather and snow, and they've had to change some of those plans because they don't have the snow. So we do cross-country skiing. We won't have that this year. You know, hiking through Bryce Canyon with a little bit of snow is fun to do, but it's fine if there's no snow as well. But I don't like to see that there's not snow because it's not good for the situation, especially for the central and southern mountains, and making sure we have enough water heading into the summer. So that's a big concern there. Are we going to get snow in the valleys? I think it's Tai that asks. No, this storm that's coming through is just too warm. We were in the 50s today. Highs tomorrow will be in the 50s. Overnight lows, you know, down to upper 30s to near 40 degrees. It's just too warm. It's the Monday, Tuesday storm is cold enough that we'll see flakes flying. It's more of a rain snow mix, so it's colder than this storm. But if we see any snow, it'll be brief, and I don't see anything really sticking to the roads or sidewalks. I think along the benches, it could stick to the direct grassy surfaces, but yeah, we just don't see valley snow. Definitely not with this storm, and next storm's still a little too warm for that. So it's just been interesting. Either we have the high pressure that breaks up the storms, we get clipped from the northwest, but this storm and the subsequent storm will kind of be more of a southwest to westerly flow. So anyhow, good questions. I appreciate you chiming in. Anything else that you guys want to see? If not, then I want you to be safe tomorrow morning. Again, we could have wet conditions kind of pointing the mountains southward. So that's a little bit more of an issue for your morning commute from Lehigh down through Santaquin, even down through Nephi. And then again, I think the biggest canyon concerns will be Spanish Fort Canyon through Provo Canyon, and the Cottonwood Canyons as well. So I'm hoping that we can hold on to a little bit more winter. I still want to do some winter activities because we've been missing out. So I got to still get some skiing in. But the crazy thing, just to let you know, never had this happen before. I have golfed every month in 2025, and of course, starting 2026. I can't recall. I just know with certainty I've never been able to golf through the winter months. I've been able to golf in December. I golfed in January, and now last week was able to golf in February. So that is crazy to me. I'm not even thinking about golf typically in January, February, but this year, geez, when you have temperatures in the 50s, almost 60 degrees, even December and January, it's something that you can do. I don't know if we want to be excited about that, but anyhow, it's interesting. Very interesting. It's been a strange year. So I'm hoping with these storms, because right now we're standing at statewide, seeing our lowest snowpack on record as far as the water that will come from that snow. So we look at what we call snow water equivalent. What will that snow produce in water right now? As we look at that amount of water, it's the lowest we've ever seen, at least as we look at the recorded history here. So I'm hoping that with this storm and next week's storm, we move the needle above where we're not at the all-time low, that we're above the minimum level and heading in the right direction. So that's my hope with these storms. For us to get back to average, I just cannot see it happening. We would need a good 8 weeks of over double the normal precipitation. And that means consistent storms coming through, not this, which we've seen, every, it seems every, week to week and a half, we get a storm system rolling through, where typically in a healthy winter, every 4 or 5 days storms roll through. But the duration of when we're waiting for the storms, and of course what the storms are producing, the amount of moisture is just, it's been a dismal year. So hoping for better things. I like this, what we're seeing for the storm. It's not been a bad storm. It's definitely been above what we've been seeing here over the past few weeks, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday storm looking better, and a better snow producer for the mountains. So anyhow, that's my 2 cents, and appreciate you streaming in, and we will wish you all a good night. And Maddie will be here tomorrow morning to kind of give an update through our streaming, and then I'll be back tomorrow evening. Important for us to kind of give you more updates moving through the storm. But good news, weekend looks to be dry. Specifically, President's Day across the state, it's going to be a wet one. So anyhow, hope you have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you later.